And I believe that my government, that promised them protection way back in 2003, that my government that promised them that they would be safe when they were exerting great pressure to move from Ashraf to concentration camp Liberty, I believe my government owes a great debt to these people. And there's only one way to vindicate that debt. And that is, and I said this a week and a half ago, and I say it again, just takes a couple of airplanes. You send them there, you put them on the airplanes, and you bring them to the United States of America. And here in the United States of America, we shouldn't do this just for them. We should do this to keep our word. We should do this. We should do this to keep our word that we would protect them if they gave up their arms. We should do this because we should keep our word that they were going to be safer at Camp Liberty than they were at Camp Ashraf. The Iraqi government has now announced, by the way, that they can't keep people safe at Camp Liberty. It's not possible. They can't assure their safety. Well, I mean, if we need any other indication that we have to remove them in order to fulfill our promise to protect them, the Iraqi government has now told us they can't protect them at Camp Liberty. What does that tell you? The Iraqi government knows that there are going to be more attacks. And before there are more attacks, these people should be removed to the United States. I do not understand why that's difficult. I don't understand why that's complicated. 3,000 plus people are a small number of people. And if for some reason we can't find it in our hearts, and we don't believe that our honor and our word is worth it to redeem it, if we don't believe that it's necessary to do that, then at least they should be immediately moved to Camp Ashraf, where they can do a better job of taking care of themselves. If we're not going to keep our word, if we're not going to take care of them, at least give them the best opportunity to protect themselves in a place that they built, that at least will be harder to lob mortars in from the outside, a place that you have to invade in order to harm them. And this attack could not have taken place without the cooperation of the Iraqi military. I showed you that camp because I wanted to show you that the small place that they're in is surrounded by the Iraqi military. This would be like attacking the middle of Camp Pendleton in California, the Marine base in California, and the Marines not knowing about it. I mean, this was a short distance away, in a highly secure area, in an area that's kept highly secure by the Iraqi army. So the Iraqi government had to have known about this, had to have tolerated it, maybe even participated in it, as they participated in the prior slaughter of some of these people. So they should be moved to Ashraf at a minimum. I believe they should be removed to the United States. Now, why is this so important? It's so important because when the United States gives its word, it should mean something. If the United States wants to be honored and respected in the world, we can't give our word to people, whether it's 1, 3,000, or millions, and not take seriously the fact that we have to keep our word. Finally, I just have to return to where we started, because I'm so afraid, and have been afraid since February 9th, that another attack is going to take place. Because I believe that the purpose here of the Iranian government that is calling the shots, and the Iraqi government and Maliki, who are their puppets, is to wear these people down. The reason you move them from a well-constructed camp to a concentration camp that's ratty and rat-infested and horrible is to break them down, to get people who will defect, to get people who will leave, to get people that may turn over other people that they're seeking to harm or hurt. The Iranian regime is insanely afraid of the MEK. Those people who tell you that the MEK cannot offer an alternative to the Iranian regime just has to look at how frightened the Iranian regime is of the MEK. These are just 3,400 people. Why do they make such a difference? Because their act of strength, their willingness actually to move from Ashraf to liberty and put their lives in jeopardy, their willingness to stay together and not defect and not break apart. You realize how frightening that is to horrible dictators when they see that kind of strength, and they realize that that kind of strength is supported by hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people all over the world. They want to eradicate them. They want to destroy them. They want to break them apart. They want to break their will. That's what concentration camps are for, isn't it? To break people's will. That's why they have them in horrible, deplorable conditions. That's why they allow mortars to be fired in the middle of them and kill innocent people in order to destroy their will. We have to make sure that doesn't happen. We have to make sure that doesn't happen. Because they are our only hope. They're our only hope that within our generation we can see an Iran that lives up to the wonderful Persian culture that is and was Iran, that lives up to the incredible accomplishments that people who were thrown out of Iran, people had to leave Iran, as they had to do over the last 30 years, the incredible accomplishments they've had here in the United States. These are enormously talented, cultured, civilized, and educated people. They are entitled to a government that is as good as they are. They are entitled to a government that respects rights, dignity, human dignity. It could sure change geopolitical politics. Maybe for once, we can be on the right side at the right time and be in the right place. And in doing that, we can fulfill the obligation that we have to these people, the solemn promise that we made, and we can fulfill our obligation that we have as Americans to spread the blessings of liberty to the entire world. Thank you very much.